Hello, great analyst. Welcome back to your learning journey with the Data Hub. In the previous video, we've talked about different types of visuals and their application. We've talked about bar charts, column charts, pie charts, and donut charts. We will also continue in the line by discussing on line charts. So, what is a line chart? A line chart is a visualization that uses points connected by straight line. That is the word again. Let me take that again. Using is a visualization that uses points connected by straight line to show how value changes over time. So before I go ahead into breaking this down, let me just say this, and is that whenever you want to compare category, you want to compare values over time. Time could be months, could be quarter, could be year, could be days, could be weeks. The best chart to use is a line chart. It's a line chart. So a bar chart or a column chart also creates more insight to this, but the best chart to use is a line chart because it shows how the flow or it shows how the entire process moves from the first to the last, either from January to December, from the beginning of the year, the start date, or the end date. So it shows the flow using dots connected by straight lines or using points connected by straight line. So the way the points are connected, that straight line shows the movement, shows the flow of your insight. So it's best suited for continuous data such as daily sales, monthly performance, or yearly trend. That's the best um, kind of data you can make use of line charts. Continuous data, something continuous, like your daily sales, that could be from day one to the last day of the month, or monthly performance from January to December, or yearly performance from your start year to your end year or your current year. So the horizontal axis typically represent time. Horizontal axis typically represent time, while the vertical axis represent the measured value. So instead of having it as bar, you just have it as dots or points connected together with lines. Connected together with lines. Let's look at how a line chart looks like. You can see right here that this is actually a dot. February is a dot, March is a dot, April, May is a dot. But all these dots are now connected with lines, which now shows a movement, a flow. And you can see from here, you can easily depict that in October, you have the highest revenue recovered or generated. Why? Followed by November, which dropped, it still dropped, but that's the second highest. Then it came up again in December. So with this, we could easily showcase how values is being compared with time. So like I said, this could be your x-axis could be months, it could be days, it could be weeks, it could be years. While your y-axis is the numbers or the measured value. So let's check for the purpose of a line chart. A line chart is used to show trends over time. You can see the trends. This is a trend analysis over time. Over time. So you can see the movement, you can see the flow. You can see the flow. So what happened between September and October that we had a peak, actually a spike, and actually went up? What happened? So these are the business questions or things you want to look out for. Okay, if something like this can happen, can we continue in that practice or to even improve more so that we can have more revenue generated? So, like I said, it shows trends over time. The second one is that they show how value progress from one period to another without breaks. Can you see? Without, that's the word, without breaks. You can see how each of these value progress from the start or from one period to another without break. From January to February, it increased. It increased in February, came down in March, increased in April, came down in June, increased in because it came down in May, increased in June, came down in July, came down in August. There is a spike between September and October. Then also October, November, it dropped. Then November, December, it increased also. So it shows how value progress from one period to the other without breaks. Without breaks. For column charts or bar charts, there are breaks. but without breaks. If you want to have a comparison of values over time and you don't want to have breaks, you can consider a line chart, which is the best chart to use. Now, it helps to plot multiple, you can plot multiple lines to compare different categories or groups or variables across time. So it helps to plot multiple lines to compare different groups of variables across time. So you can have other, if this is talking about revenue, you can also talk about the cost of goods sold. You can talk about the, the selling, what's it called, the amount that was acquired. So you can use that one to compare. Okay, if this is the cost of goods sold, what is the what's the revenue looking like? Is there any relationship between the cost of goods sold and the revenue? You can also use to show a month on month analysis or year on year analysis, just on and on like that. Then also to identify recurring trends such as weekly cycles or annual seasonality. It helps to identify recurring trends. So it could be weekly cycles or annual seasonality. Another thing is that it helps to spot anomalies or sudden changes. You can see there's a sudden change between September and October, which was been spotted, which has been spotted. So what could have gone wrong? What could have went well? Let me use that word, not gone wrong. What could have went well between September and October? And again, what went wrong between October and November? Then why are we having this sinusoidal or this kind of trend? So it helps to spot anomalies or sudden changes. So finally, line charts are excellent for visualizing trends, patterns, and changes over time. Their simplicity makes them powerful tools for tracking performance and forecasting future outcomes. They are especially useful in business analysis, finance, sales, and operations where time-based behavior matters. Where time-based behavior matters. So the best chart to use whenever you're dealing with time or is time-based is what is a line chart. There's another kind of chart that looks like a line chart, which is not documented in this video. It's called area chart. The only thing is that the only difference between line chart and area chart is that area chart has all the space below shaded, just like a shaded portion. So just like all the spaces below the origin to the line, it have it what? It have it shaded. That's just the only difference between area chart or line chart. So you want to decide which one you want to use. So they do the same thing and they give the same result. All right, thank you for staying to the end of this video. In the coming videos, we'll look at all that type of charts, and as we progress, we get to see their purpose and why they are being used. Thank you once again for staying to this end of this video. See you in the next, and bye for now.